suspect!
Coming to get you, Bobber.
Walter's got Nards!
Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. I went to see Uncharted in the cinema yesterday and all the way through the movie I was totally entertained from start to finish. I went with my kids as well. My kids absolutely loved it. And when I came home, I'm like, I wonder what the critics think of this movie, because it's probably one of the best comic book? It's probably one of the best video game adaptations that I've seen, possibly the best. I don't remember seeing any other video game adaptation as good or grand as Uncharted, so I thought, let's see what the critics think. And it got about 42% on Rotten Tomatoes by critics, albeit it's not fully out yet and all around the world, so that score might go up, it might also go down as well. And from people that have seen the movie as well, they're not giving it great reviews. And I'm just like, what does a movie have to do, or what does a video game movie have to do for people to like it? I know these days some video games have got really deep stories. Uncharted doesn't have the deepest story, and remember it came out in 2007 or so, the first one. So back then they weren't as groundbreaking. Well, this was a groundbreaking series, but they weren't as deep as video games are today. I'm not a massive video game player, so I don't know all the best ones. I do remember loving Uncharted though. I played, and I still do play, Uncharted 4 all the time on the PS5. So Uncharted is a great video game series for me. I loved it. Maybe that's clouding my judgment slightly, but when I strip it back, what does this movie have? It's got a lot of entertainment. It's got decent acting. When I say decent acting, you've got Mark Wahlberg playing Mark Wahlberg, and that's fine. It's fine for me. You know, Sully, the characters itself, before I saw the movie, I would have preferred different actors to play the roles of especially Sully and Nathan Drake. But when you watch the movie, you forget about that. You know, for the first couple of minutes you see Mark Wahlberg as Mark Wahlberg, but you completely forget, and then you see him as Sully. It's the exact same as Tom Holland. The very first scene that you see, it's also in the trailer, where he's dangling off the plane. He is basically Peter Parker for that scene when he's apologising for killing people. That's just Peter Parker all the way over, and I thought, oh no, this is going to be bad. But after that scene, and all the way through the movie, I forget about Peter Parker. I even forget about Tom Holland. I just pictured Nathan Drake, a young Nathan Drake. And I understand why they're bringing in a young Nathan Drake, because if this movie is successful, which I'm guessing it probably won't be now, if this was a successful series, then Tom Holland could take the mantle of Nathan Drake for quite some time. And the same with Mark Wahlberg. He could play Sully up until he is grey and old, just like Sully in the game. It is a treasure hunting movie, and that's maybe the point where this movie fails slightly, because it is paint by numbers, but it also caters to the younger audience. When they're trying to go through all the clues, it's things that a child could probably decipher themselves, whereas when you've got movies like Indiana Jones or even National Treasure with Nicolas Cage, they're more in depth. The treasure hunting's a lot more exciting, whereas in this one it's all about the characters, Nathan Drake and Sully, and the Uncharted game, more than the clues and things itself. It almost felt like the movie was based on the multiplayer aspect of Uncharted rather than the story aspect of Uncharted. But that's me kind of delving into the movie itself. This isn't really a movie review for Uncharted. I just want to understand why people don't like movies like this anymore. Now, this is a popcorn blockbuster action movie. You can leave your brain at the door and go and just enjoy it. There's no politics involved, nothing like that. You're just getting in and forgetting about real life for 2 hours, turning your brain off, watching lots of explosions and action scenes and decent acting, and then you're leaving the cinema with a smile on your face. Well, I did anyway. If anyone's got into this movie expecting politics, expecting real world scenarios, then that may be why this movie will fail for you. But if you get into this movie just wanting to escape real life for 2 hours, then why didn't you enjoy it? What does Hollywood have to do now? That's the biggest question in this video, because if you're putting politics, diversity, anything like that into a movie, it gets questioned by everyone. Not everyone, but by the majority of people, it gets questioned. Why are you changing the person's sex? Why are you changing the race? Why are you bringing in politics? Just give us a dumb action movie. Okay, we'll do that. Here's Uncharted. Oh no, that's too simple for me. All it is action. There's nothing deep in it. We want a connection, we want a story, we want some diversity, we want some politics. You can't win. Well, Hollywood can't win because we moan about everything. And I do as well, I do moan. I'm moaning right now, but I'm moaning about moaners. But what do we have to do to get a video game adaptation that we all enjoy? I know that Sonic the Hedgehog is also, I'm just thinking about Sonic there, Sonic the Hedgehog is also a video game adaptation, and I think Sonic's probably close to Uncharted when it comes to entertainment value. Neither movie is going to win an Oscar, but that's not what we're going to see video game adaptation for. But I can't think of any other video game movie that's anywhere near the likes of Sonic or Uncharted. So what do you think, guys? Is Uncharted as bad as the critics are saying? Have you seen the movie? Are you going to go and see the movie? And if you have seen Uncharted, and if you have seen a lot of video game adaptations, what do you think is the best video game adaptation of all time? As always, guys, thanks a lot for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.